More and more parents are looking for parent-child interaction therapy, or PCIT, to help their kids with things like tantrums, using bad words or hitting, or anxiety and worries. But if you're not sure what to expect from PCIT, or you don't have much information about what it's like, it's hard to know if it will be right for you and your family. I've got you covered in this video where I'll break down what a PCIT session actually looks like and give you examples of the kinds of things you can expect to do and learn throughout the treatment. And at the end, you'll learn about the special types of sessions that PCIT has that you won't normally find in other types of treatment. By the way, if you're looking for why PCIT is a good therapy for the most common problems in kids, definitely check out the video above first and then come back and finish this one. It'll give you an overview of PCIT and the reasons I think PCIT is better than many other types of child therapies. Let's jump right into what it actually looks like. Usually to begin a session, kids or parents or the therapist pick out 3 different sets of toys a family can play with. A parent and child go into the therapy room, or pick a room in their house if the therapy is happening remotely, and there's either a one-way mirror or a camera for the therapist to watch the parent and child play. The parent has an earbud and a microphone so they can hear and talk with the therapist throughout the session. So the parent and child are in one room playing and the therapist is in an observation room, either behind a one-way mirror or behind a webcam at a separate location. So just a side note here, if you're interested in the types of toys that are great for PCIT during a session or at home, there's a link in the description with the best toys for PCIT. These are my favorites to use in therapy with families and with my own kids at home. They're toys that encourage parents and kids to talk and play together, and they're generally also good toys for independent play too, which is great if you're trying to help your kids with that skill, or even when you just need a few minutes to talk with a therapist or do something else. So after the equipment is set up and the toys are out for your child, in the first 5 minutes of the session, the parent and therapist review the previous week and any problems that came up. Then the therapist watches the parent and child play for 5 minutes and tracks the different skills the parent is using. I'll talk about those skills in just a minute. Then for 30 to 40 minutes, the therapist coaches the parent on the different skills based on how well they used each of those skills in the first 5 minutes. After the live coaching, there's a 5-minute wrap-up where the parent and therapist review the session and what to practice at home for that week. By the way, you can have 2 parents or a babysitter or a relative or anyone else who regularly takes care of your child participate in the sessions. But only one caregiver participates or plays with the child at a time. So you might divide the coaching part of the session up if there's more than one caregiver, or you might decide to flip-flop the entire session for who will participate. I mentioned that there are specific skills that a parent is learning in PCIT that the therapist is coaching them on. So basically the therapist is helping the parent recognize the positive or helpful or good things their child is doing and coaching them on how to point those things out to their kids in the moment. When parents give attention to those kinds of things, kids are more likely to repeat them and do them more often. So in a session, a therapist might say, "Oh, he just gave you a turn with that toy he loves," to prompt the parent to thank their child for sharing. Or a therapist might point out how loving and affectionate they are to each other to help parents notice more positive parts of their relationship. The other skills a parent learns in PCIT are what to do about tough behaviors or things that cause problems for a family, like not listening or throwing things or whining. A therapist can make an observation for a parent like, "Oh, I see him getting frustrated that the Legos won't come apart," helping a parent notice emotions and things that lead up to problems. And then a therapist can coach the parent right there in the moment on exactly what to say and do. So a therapist might say, "Those Legos are tough to pull apart. He's starting to whine and his voice is getting louder. Turn your body slowly away from him and remain quiet. Keep an eye out for any kind of coping skills he might use. Oh, he's quiet and holding the Lego out to you for help," which might then prompt a parent to say, "Thanks so much for asking me for help when you started to get frustrated. I like how you handed it to me gently." Similarly, in PCIT for anxious kids, parents are coached on how to respond when their kids are showing fears or worries, what to say and do when their kids are being brave, and how to model and prompt kids to try things that are scary or hard for them. Therapy works in the same way. The therapist is observing and prompting the parents in the moment on exactly how to handle the situation. Because PCIT is all about live coaching and working through things in the moment, there are also some special sessions near the end of treatment. There's one session where siblings can participate because siblings are usually there in the tough real-life moments. There can be 1 or more sessions about how to take PCIT out of the therapy room, like practicing at a restaurant or at a store or a park. And there's a whole session devoted to making rules in your house that work for everyone. I'd love to hear in the comments below, if you're considering PCIT, what other questions do you have? Or if you've done PCIT, what would you tell other families about it? And if you found this video helpful, be sure to tap the like button and subscribe. It'll help it spread to more families who need it. See you in the next video.